Are there any warning signs that you think are super valuable to be keeping an eye out for? You know, you mentioned maybe being sick to your stomach. I know a meaningful one for me is if I am becoming, too obsessed with something. It might be a sign that I'm really, really into it, but it can also be a sign that there's something about it that doesn't quite sit right. Like if I'm thinking about it too frequently and my thoughts are kind of cycling and maybe repeating without really like improvising or improving. In those kinds of contexts, it's a good notice for me that, hey, this, you might be into this, but maybe there's something about it that you're not quite ready for. Are there any of those little hallmarks to be looking out for?
Yeah, I mean, that really does require a good relationship with, your body, your own internal dialogue. Like, I mean, our caller earlier, Julie, they were talking about, how they're doing all these things, and it really sounded like they were a really introspective person. And I think that those kind of things are really what are going to help you being able to say like, oh, well, I'm feeling this, but I want to get to this place where I feel like aware of it and okay with it. How do I get from where I am now to where I want to be about it? But, again, that all comes from having that first initial relationship with your own awareness of yourself. And that can be a hard thing to foster if you're not raised in an environment that helps with that.
Or a sex therapist.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm fascinated by the amount of introspection that would take to realize, Christy, because to me, I feel like that would be a very intense distinction to make, like very, very intimate knowledge of your own, interactions with this kind of thing. So I'm impressed by that.
Well, and it can also just be a side effect of getting, of being willing to go spelunking a little bit, finding yourself like exploring things that are maybe exciting, but that are also a little scary. Let's recognize that as much as we're looking to be sex positive and affirming, we're never looking to shame anybody for their sexual interest or their kinks, that a lot of human sexuality is inherently transgressive. Sometimes the reason these things turn us on is because they gross us out or they offend us in some kind of way. And if we think of sex as
so weird.
Yeah. I mean, our brains are a little gross. They're a little strange. And if we think
have you seen a brain?
Yeah. Abby's someone. Abby normal.
No, but I think another thing is, and this is very stereotypical, like almost like I've seen this especially represented on TV or in movies, and I guess it's because it's a good visual like storytelling tactic, but any kind of flashback, right? Even if it's not like a visual one, but more of an emotional one, or again, listening to your body, my body's reacting in this way. The last time my body reacted in this way was when this happened. And the second that you get out of your body and into your head and start having to go down that thought trail, I mean, it might be useful to explore that later on, but in the moment, if you're having sex, it might be a good opportunity to be like, okay, hold on, wait, there's more here that maybe I need to unpack first. I know I do not want to ever again have sex while I'm so drunk that I go a little bit numb. Because when I was in grad school, that's kind of the only time I would have sex, because I was still coming out of a very puritanical, evangelical mindset. And so the only way I could loosen it up enough to allow myself to have this experience was to kind of dull everything and make myself very open. In fact, I remember the first time I had sex, like not drunk, I was like, I'm not sure what to do. Usually I'm like a lot more, I was like very freaked out. But the other week I was pretty drunk and things started getting hot and heavy. And I was like, I don't feel, okay, let's not, time out. This feels too familiar in a bad way. So, and within like 2 seconds, oh, okay, never mind. Let's go watch a movie or something like that. Like just hard pivot. So anything that takes you out of the experience and gets you into your head is a good little bit of a yellow flag to keep an eye out for.
Mm-hmm.